Sir.
I am ready to grapple with this question
You've already grappled with it. On our radio show, you've solved this problem.
On Kilmeade and Friends, I absolutely have broken the story. It's huge. First of all, you have an Obama soundbite in which the president, as he has repeatedly, claims that the people earning more than $250,000 a year are wealthy, but he characterizes his tax plan, in which the taxes are allowed to raise only for the wealthy people, the rich people, as a tax to tax millionaires and billionaires who don't need the money. Here's the president.
The truth is that the way this thing works out, it's folks who are millionaires and billionaires who get the biggest breaks. And it turns out that actually the people who are most likely to use that money and spend that money are actually people of more modest means.
Now, here's the problem with the president's position. People who make between $250,000 and $1 million aren't rich in many areas of the country. You live out, in Montclair, New Jersey. You have a $750,000 house with a $600,000 mortgage on it. 2 kids in private school. You're not rich. So my plan is to hold the president to his words that this tax cut should only affect, this tax increase should only affect millionaires and billionaires. So in other words, the people who make between $250,000 and $1 million, they stay at 35%, the current tax rate. But it is people who make $1 million or more who go back to the 39.6% that they paid under President Clinton.
Those are the people who are running small businesses.
Let me finish. If you're earning $1 million a year, Steve, that's not a small business.
No.
There are 321,000
who file their tax income.
I think that if you make $1 million a year, you can't complain about being impoverished, and you can't complain about your business being scraped. So you got 321,294 people, Americans, who earn more than $1 million in 2008. I say let their taxes go from the current 35% back to the 39%, revert back to the tax rate it was there. That will net the Treasury $21 billion a year. That's obviously over $200 billion over 10 years, assuming their income stays the same. That's not the $700 billion that the president was looking for, cutting or allowing the taxes to raise above $250,000, but it's not chump change either. This is a compromise. Nobody can say you earn $1 million, you're in any way being crammed by
your small business.
You're not a small. If you're making $1 million a year, you're not a small business anymore.
And if you're making $1 billion a year, you could maybe afford to pay a little more than that, 39.6.
I don't know. Listen, as I often say, as a man who's been serial divorced and has a lot of expenses over the years, to spend $1 million, you really have to work at it. And I think that those people can afford to allow their taxes to revert. We all made money in the 1990s under Clinton when it was 39.6%. I just let it go back for the millionaires and the billionaires and let everybody else off.